and good evening, you guys. How's everyone doing? Good? Awesome. Well, I want to start off by thanking everyone that has been here for me, especially my mother. She's been a wonderful light for me and always has been there. I know, right? Always crying. Thank you to Riley and Sylvia, my biggest smiles ever. Whenever I come home, they always greet me with the biggest hug, and I just can't thank them enough for doing that. I also want to thank my cadre and thank everyone that has always been there for me. Without having you guys, honestly, I would not be here. I would have wanted to quit, and I would have already been gone. I stand here with the support and love, especially with Esther and Jeremiah, that I have received here. And before I introduce myself, this is an artwork done by Mark Fincher. This is one of 10 panels. It was featured in the London train tracks or wherever those are. And it says, "We want strong leadership." Coming to Whitworth, I resonated with this, and I was like, what does this even mean? So throughout my presentation, I want you guys to think about what this means and who's calling for it. This is, hopefully I don't call myself. This is where it was featured at, so just to kind of give you guys an idea of where the location was. This was a heavy traffic space, so a lot of people saw this. This was something that was well seen. And if you guys already haven't picked up on it, my name is Cowger. I am an art administration major with a fine arts emphasis and a minor in psychology. These are two self-portraits that I've done throughout my time at Whitworth. The first one on the left-hand side, or your right-hand side, I did in drawing one my freshman year. This was a time in my life where I wasn't happy. I was scared, and I didn't know what to do with my life. This was a challenging year for me because I was trying to figure out who I was on campus. And I was trying to figure out why I was chosen, what I was doing here, and really figuring out myself and how to become a great leader. So this in itself, this portrait, I'm not smiling, I'm not happy. The colors are really reflective of my emotions, and I didn't realize that until we did our practice runs, and they're like, whoa, look at your transformation just in your portraits. So I went on to continue to creating, and on the right-hand side, your left, sorry, is a portrait of me that I did last year. And even just with the colors and me smiling and having a good time, that's who I am today. You know, I am so thankful and so happy. You know, I've really figured out who I am. And I'm just so amazed with my growth and who I've become. So, my journey through Whitworth. So, I graduated from high school, Central Valley High School, just about 40 minutes away. I was very stubborn on who I was going to become. I was like, I'm going to be a psychologist. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And, you know, I have my brother. We're great. And then I came to Whitworth. And we did this retreat on our summer before we came, and I was like, who is this? Like, what am I doing? I was really confused. I was like, what did I get myself into? I was constantly questioning myself and going, what is Act 6? Why did I sign up for this? What? So this was a picture that we took before we did rock climbing, and you know, just all of us working together just kind of reaffirmed like who I was in this retreat. Let me tell you, it was crazy. And then I moved into my first dorm hall, and I was really excited and super pumped up and really excited to be on campus. And then I took my first drawing class. This was pastel and Conti on paper, and I named it Harold after my grandpa because he loved owls. And I found my love. I loved being in the art building. I loved drawing. I loved it so much. And at this time, I was a psychology major. Two different things, right? Drastically different. And I, you know, ran with it. So through my time, I got a fish. He's still alive. His name's Bernard. Still alive. I didn't think he was a kid. And then I switched my major. I became an art administration major. I started studying art history, and I found my niche. I loved it. This is Birth of Venus by Botticelli. I started taking all these art history classes, and I'm like, yes. And you can just even tell in my grades the reflection of how happy I'd become, and I was excited to study. I wanted to get home. I wanted to read that book, and I wanted to do all these great things. And so despite, like, are you sure you want to do this? Is this where you're going to make a living? I got the, you're wasting Act 6, you're wasting your time, you're doing this and this and this. But I followed my heart, and that's what Act 6 has taught me, to become a person that follows my heart and to lead people. And I really felt like art administration was how I was going to best lead. And then I started exploring my own mediums. This was acrylic and acrylic paints on paper, and I just kind of found who I was. I found who I was going to become. And then a couple of weeks ago in my night class, an artist came and said, if art is what you see, follow your vision. And I realized, I was like, whoa, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm really following my vision, and I'm doing it through my art. And this was a piece by Edgar Degas. I was really empowered by the Impressionist movement. If you guys know anything about it, it is basically taking your impressions of the world and formulating them into a way that they see it, not what we would normally see. So they took out the high naturalism and really pushed it towards their impression. We literally get different impressions of the world, and that's what really resonated with me. Many of you know my art goes beyond the paper. My art is not sitting and drawing and creating, and really, it's not about my self-creation, but it's more about my impact on others. My artwork goes beyond paper. And for me, I joined Morningside Tutoring Club. I've been there for about 3.5 years now. It was a position that called for me to become a leader for underprivileged students, K through 6. And this was really trying for me. It was very difficult to see children suffering. But then I realized I'm who they look up to, and I need to be strong. And I stayed and have been there for them for my whole college career, because each and every day they come to me and they say, Miss Michaela, look, and I'm so excited. The other day, I had a gal, she's been in the club for about 2.5 years. This 2.5 years, she has not ever once brought her homework. It's a homework club, you're supposed to bring your homework. And I was gone for a couple days, and she just is holding this piece of paper and smiling. And I'm like, what is that? And she goes, it's my homework. And I'm like, really? And I was so excited. That's my art. My art is inspiring people. So a part of that is also encouraging self-expression, encouraging people to express who they are and to really get in tune with who they have become. And I just want to teach, and I want to continue to inspire. My vision is eventually to open a nonprofit where students can come and create artwork and really figure out who they are, because slowly but surely Washington State is eliminating art curriculum. And for me, that breaks my heart, because that is something, I only ever went to school because I wanted to go to art class. I mean, I think my mom can attest to that. I hated writing, I hated doing math, I hated it. I just wanted to go to the art room. So I want to allow students in Spokane to have a place to come and to create artwork and really find out who they are, and to keep the art curriculum alive. For me, that was kind of reflective with the lotus flowers. For me, the lotus flower is kind of a symbol of who I've become. I've grown from my darkest places, and I've blossomed into something beautiful. And I want to help students become that beautiful lotus flower. I want them to grow, and I want them to really figure out who they are. And so, as I started, I asked you guys, we want strong leadership. What does that mean to you? And for me, I think Act 6 has answered this question, and Act 6 has instilled this in me of what it is. Because they have created thriving and strong and forced to be reckoned with leaders, and we are the utmost appreciation of it. And I can't thank Act 6 enough, and especially U.S. Fair, I can't thank you enough of really answering this for me, and really inspiring me, and pushing me to figure out what it is to be a strong leader. And so, finally, my response is thank you, because each student needs it, our campus needs it, our community needs it, I need it, and my family needed it. So I leave that with you guys, and I hope that really resonated with you, and I thank you all for coming and supporting our cause.